Hello and welcome to exercise 8 of chapter 4. Here we will look at passing data up the chain using signals. We previously looked at using context API and callback props. So here again we are looking at managing state, but this time using signals. The objective here is to demonstrate passing data up the component tree using signals by building a parent-child-grandchild structure. We will have inputs from child and grandchild components and update a shared state, and these updates are dynamically reflected in the parent. What you will learn: 1. Signal-based state management, how to use signals to share and update state across multiple components. 2. Hierarchical data flow, passing data from grandchild and child components up to the parent. 3. State reset mechanism, ensuring shared state resets when the component is exited and revisited. 4. Dynamic UI updates, reflecting cumulative inputs in the parent dynamically as they change in child components. 5. Using drop-downs, working with drop-downs for structured input, clearing selections, and appending values. Now, let's see this in action. Click the blue arrow next to for_8 signal up. In the parent you have initially a blank set of ingredients for a smoothie. In the child component, select a fruit. It is added to the Let's Make a Smoothie with list. Select a veg in the grandchild component. It is added to the Let's Make a Smoothie with list. And continue to add more fruit and veg, and the list grows to include all selected. If you select another exercise and come back to this, the list is cleared. Simple, right? Let's check out the code. If you haven't already, copy the code in the links provided. Copy the signals file to $lib.signals and copy the other 3 files to your Chapter4 folder. Update the exercise list.json file with x8_signal up. Or, you can just follow along with the video. Let's start with the signals file. Open lib signals sharedSigal.svelte.js. Note that extension .svelte.js indicating that this is a signals file. We have one signal, shared data declared with $state. Then we have a getter and 2 setters. The setters update the signal. Next, open the main component x8_signalup.svelte. We import the child component and the functions we want from signals. The effect resets the shared data. The markup gets the current signal using getSharedData and calls the child component. Next, open the child component x8_childup.svelte. We import the grandchild component and the update shared data function from signals, as when we select a fruit, we will want to call that update function to update the signal. So we have an array of fruits, sorted, and a function to use the signals update function to update the signal with the selected fruit. The markup has the fruit drop-down and an onChange event, which calls the local function and finally calls the grandchild component. Now I could have used multiple child components, but to keep it somewhat consistent with the previous 2 exercises, I went with a grandchild component. Next, open the grandchild component x8_grandchildup. This only needs to import the signals update function, as here we will select a veg and update the signal for the selected veg. So we have an array of veg, sorted, and a local addVeg function that will in turn call the signals update function. In the markup we select the veg and with an onChange event, call the local function. And that is all the code. So, a quick recap on what is going on. In the child component, we add fruit and update the signal. It's reactive, so the display in the parent gets re-rendered for the signal update. Likewise, in the grandchild component, we add veg and update the signal, and the parent display for the Let's Make a Smoothie with list is re-rendered immediately. So, we effectively pass data up the chain, from child to parent and from grandchild to parent, using signals. Very straightforward, right? Simpler than context API? Simpler than callback props? Now you might be wondering when to use signals to pass data up the chain versus context API or callback props. Well, this is not written in stone but a guide. Signals, best for global, reactive state accessed by multiple components across the app. Context API, best for sharing state between components in the same branch of the component tree, e.g., a parent and its descendants, without passing props through every level. Props callbacks, best for direct interactions between a parent and a child component and more about data flow than state management, where child needs to run a parent function or parent needs control. Okay, and that, my friends, is a wrap on exercise 8. We are racing through these exercises and soon we will come to some interesting challenges. But in the next video we will continue with another exercise. See you there.